Today, boys and girls, we are going to talk about William Ayers, who was a terrorist bomber. Here is Bill Ayers with one of his little bombs. He and his group bombed the Pentagon and other government offices. Members of his Weather Underground killed a few police officers, but he had no regrets. On September 11, 2001, the day the Islamo-fascists hit the World Trade Center and Pentagon and killed almost 3,000 innocent people, an excerpt from Ayers' book appeared in the New York Times. He told the Times that he didn't regret setting the bombs and felt he didn't do enough. On March 6, 1970, Bill's girlfriend Diana Oughton and 2 others were killed while building a great big bomb they planned to use to blow up the dance at Fort Dix. They wanted to kill soldiers and their wives or girlfriends. Here is Bill Ayers laughing, because although he blew up buildings, he got no jail time. Unfortunately, there was some government misconduct in gathering information, including an illegal wiretap. Now guess what? He is a distinguished professor of education, and he gets to indoctrinate future teachers who will teach kids to hate America. Here he is with his good friend Barack Obama, who wants to be the president. Bill had a fundraiser for Barack Obama in his home when Barack ran for office in Chicago for the first time. He introduced him to all the nice people involved in Chicago politics. He hoped that Barack could be groomed under the Alinsky model and could maybe be someone who could help destroy this evil, terrible country of ours. Together, the 2 of them worked on the Chicago Annenberg Challenge. That didn't actually turn out so well, though. They wasted a whole bunch of money on the boondoggle and did absolutely no good for the kids of Chicago. It was Barack's only time that he ever had executive experience. Together, Bill and Barack were on the board of the Woods Fund in Chicago. During that time, in 2001, Bill posed for an infamous photo of himself stomping on the American flag. He wanted to stick it to the capitalist pigs. Right about the time of that flag-stomping photo, Barack was very glad to take a $200 contribution from Bill Ayers for his re-election. Barack wasn't critical of Ayers and the flag-stomping photo until May of 2008, coincidentally at a time when he was trying to wrap up the Democratic nomination. Now that Barack was running for the presidency, he didn't think it would be a good idea for people to know of his radical Marxist roots, and that he began his political career in Chicago at the home of a terrorist bomber. That might not look too good. So they put together a little plan. Barack would pretend he hardly knew the terrorist bomber, and the terrorist bomber agreed to go along with it. Ayers would just be some guy in the neighborhood that Barack saw walking down the street every once in a while. Documents from their work together would be hidden, and the librarian in charge at the Richard Daley Library would stonewall requests for viewing. Look, there's Scott Shane. He's somebody pretending to be an objective journalist. He recently wrote a story for the New York Times trying to downplay the work that Obama and Ayers had done and also to downplay their friendship. Way to go, Scott. Yes, and nobody in the mainstream media wants to talk about William Ayers and Barack Obama. Not Charlie or Katie or Wolfie or Brian. Oh yes, and don't forget Chrissy. He's the guy who gets a thrill up his leg when he hears Obama speak. Boys and girls, when you get a little older, your parents can talk to you about getting a thrill up your leg and what it meant when Chrissy was getting aroused about Barack Obama. And so, boys and girls, remember, it is very important that people do not talk about the work that Barack and Ayers did together. Like many of your parents and like the mainstream media, you can just cover your eyes and pretend it never happened. How does that sound? Do you think you can do that? I thought so.